I feel like such a nerd. Why did it change colors? Okay, anyways, I have been going back and forth on doing a YouTube channel. My dogs are looking at me funny because they're not used to seeing me. I look like I'm talking to myself, which technically, I guess I am. But anyways, I went back and forth on deciding if I wanted to do like a YouTube channel. It would literally be random shit. I mean, it would be about my family, my dogs, myself. My name's Donna, and I'll be 37 in April. So yeah, I'm a little late to the YouTube game. I mean, not that there's an age limit, but it seems like it's, well, the people I watch in particular are definitely younger than me. Not young enough to be my kids, but still younger than me. And I'm sure they know more, they're more tech savvy than myself. So I work a full-time job, and I am in school full-time as well. I do online schooling. I have children. They're, for the most part, older. My oldest one is will be 19 in February, and he doesn't live with me. And then my second son is 16, going on 17 in 2 months, and he lives here, and my other 2 children live here as well, and they will be 14 this year and 11. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. I have 2 dogs. I am engaged to a wonderful man. And the more you get to know me and my family, you'll either really, really hate us or you'll really, really love us. We are a very unique family. And when I say that, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Honey, I'm sorry, I'm home alone, and that never happens. Like, I'm legit by myself, but I've got the dogs, and normally the dogs kind of do their own thing, but since, of course, I'm trying to do something, they want attention. Normally, you know, it's kind of, I mean, we do stuff together, but, you know, they're like my kids. They're just up in my face because they know that I'm making a video. This is Venom. He's a mama's boy. Now this is Elle, but since Daddy's not home, she's just kind of hanging out with me. She's usually all up on her daddy, but he's gone for a little bit. He'll be home later, and he always looks like he's sad, but I mean, he's not. He's just like the sweetest, kindest thing. Aren't you, buddy? Let Mama make the video. We adopted both of them. We're all about adopting. Honestly, if I had the land and the financial resources, I'd adopt way more dogs. But they're both medium-sized dogs. And we got lucky that they were both sweet and took to one another and just fit in so nicely together. You know, but we adopted Elle when we lived in Louisville. Now we live in Lexington, Kentucky, and I love Elle with all my heart. She's an awesome dog, but she bonded to my fiance, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, that's fine. And I always wanted an animal that would bond with me because the kids are older. So even though we do stuff as a family, they tend to do their own thing. They're older. I mean, that's what kids do when they're older. They don't need mommy and, you know, dad to entertain them. They kind of do their own thing, and we want them to grow as people, you know. Even if it's like our 10-year-old, she loves to read, which is fantastic. She can be in her room and read 1 or 2 books easily, on her level, of course. And she'd much rather do that sometimes than sit down here and, hang out with us. Again, that's perfectly fine. And the boys, they do their own thing. So I felt, if you haven't noticed, I have like a touch of ADD. I wouldn't necessarily say ADHD. No, I've never been diagnosed, but my children have it, so I see the patterns in them, and I kind of just, it's like I get sidetracked very easily. It's like, squirrel, But me and my 16-year-old, we just started 2020, so it'll be 2 years this year. We were out shopping. My fiance was home, and we went into PetSmart. We like to go in there sometimes when we're bored. We just were out and about, hanging out, just getting some one-on-one time. I try to give each child one-on-one attention when they'll let me. And so him and I were just out, and we went to PetSmart. And I've been in pet stores many a times, and I'm all about adopting animals, all about it. And I've held puppies and gave them some loving and some kitties and stuff like that. But I never really connected with any of them. And at that time, anytime we went in the past, and even now, and at that time, we had already had Elle, and, she had been finished potty training, and we just were so lucky with her that, But Venom's mama, Venom is Beagle. We don't know what Daddy was. I thought he was going to stay small. But he didn't. He just kept getting bigger and bigger, and my soon-to-be husband was like, he told me that, but anyways, I went into a PetSmart, and his mama was there. They had found her, got her in the shelter, and she had a thing of puppies. When we went there, his brothers and sisters were all there. They were all little itty-bitty cute things, and all the brothers and sisters were in the process of getting adopted. Mama was there, and he was there. Those were the only 2 adoptable animals left. So I honestly fell in love with the mom too, because if nobody adopted her, I would have. She was, I want to say 5. Now she was pure Beagle. They kept just reiterating that they didn't know what her pups were, other than half Beagle, obviously. And so I picked him up because somebody was somewhat interested in the mom, but wasn't 100% sure. So while they were kind of bonding with Mom, I just picked him up. And there was something in me when I got him. And I had to have him. And I, out of respect, obviously, wanted to speak to my soon-to-be husband about that. But part of me, I know this is going to sound awful, and I can say this now because it's been a while. Part of me didn't care if he wanted me to get him or not, because, I obviously consulted with him, but I wanted him. There was him and his mom were very well, like the other puppies they were being puppies. They were kind of, yapping and like running around, and like I said, they had already been spoken for, but he was just more timid, and I don't know. Honestly, if I could have, I would have probably taken him and Mama. Because he stayed close to her, and he just, and she was super sweet and somewhat small, on the smaller end. So I called my soon-to-be on my cell phone. And he was like, no, like he went through that whole thing of, we've already got a dog, we just got her situated, we're finally comfortable with her, and da-da-da-da-da. But I wasn't going to settle for that. So I I told the people at the thing, I said, can you put a hold on him? I live literally 10, 15 minutes from the store. I want to go consult with my soon-to-be, and I would really love to bring him up here. And they were like, well, we can't really put him on hold, but, and two, I wanted to bring our other dog up there because you want to make sure they get along. To me, nothing is worse than, and I know people do this, and this is why I'm saying this, nothing is worse than adopting an animal when you already have an animal and not letting them kind of just throwing the animal in there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that. It's not really fair to the animal that you already have. And at that point, we had her almost a year, close enough. And it just wouldn't be fair. So the people at the thing they weren't rude, but they were kind of like, we can't hold him, but if he doesn't get adopted between the time you go home and, talk to him and bring your other dog up, then, So I left and I went back up and somebody did adopt Mom, which made me super happy. Because on my way home, I thought, well, if the people don't end up adopting Mama, and he's a pup, so puppies normally get adopted fairly quickly, at least quicker than a 5-year-old dog. And again, I was okay with Mom. I had bonded with her. So I told myself, if Elle, which is our other dog that we had first, if she doesn't do well, then it just wasn't meant to be. Or maybe if the pup was sold, Venom, then maybe we can get Mama if she does well with Mom, but we'll have her up there and we'll see how she does. Right as I was getting in and getting the dog, getting Elle out and all that, somebody was starting to become interested in Venom. And I'm not a violent person, I swear, but but the lady was still working there, the one that knew that I really wanted him, because it was hard for me to even set him down to go home, like I was about to go to jail for stealing him, obviously that's a joke, but that's where my mentality was. And so we go up there, and Mama did get adopted, the people who were bonding with her. So I was like, I know, they seem like good people. I was like, well, at least she got adopted. Again, older dogs, they don't have the best of luck. Everybody wants puppies. And I would have been okay either way, truthfully, because Elle was not old, but she was older when we got her. Like when we adopted her, there were several puppies, and everybody was looking at the puppies. And she just sat in this cage by herself, and we would go up to the cage, and her tail would wag, and she still has a lot of pup in her, but I want to say she was on the closer end of maybe a year old when we got her, maybe. So older, her puppy breath was definitely gone, that's for sure. Yeah, I talk about you. And then, of course, this one comes up. But anyways, so we go, and at that time, Elle was actually bigger than Venom, because in my mind, he was going to be little. And I don't care now. I wouldn't have it any other way. But I just had my heart and my mindset that he was going to stay little, didn't I? Yeah. Stop, dude. Let me do the video, baby. Their brothers and sisters not here, so they've literally only got me right now. So they're just like, everybody's gone but me. So they're like, well, Mama, you better give us some attention. Give us some attention. Yeah, Elle's a sweetheart too. Her adoption story is pretty cool too. But yeah, so she did so well with Venom. She played with him. She was bigger, so we were kind of like, and at that point, aside from being in the shelter, she had really never been around other dogs. I mean, as far as since we've had her, we've only had her. So you know, I was a little worried because I was like, oh my gosh, if she doesn't take to him, then we can't get him. She was here first, and you know, it's not fair. I don't want her to, you know, oh, you all got to see this. Look, and here we are almost. Well, I guess we've had her for 3 years, maybe, and him for yeah. This is what they do all day, and it was really the best decision getting him because she always wants to play, and we play with her when we can. But like having another dog in the house, she can play with him. Like their energy is just endless. It's just on and on. But I love both the dogs. But there's a bond that I have with Venom, like I call him my husband. He's not legally my husband yet, but we've been together long enough, and so my husband, that same bond that he had with Elle. Like I used to, you know, before I got Venom, I used to envy that because Elle was always on his lap, and she followed him around everywhere he went. And since all my kids are older, I kind of miss having somebody like need you. You know what I mean? Like somebody, and she needed me, but she wanted him. Like, I don't know. That probably doesn't even make any sense, but I just went on a whole tangent about the dogs. But that's where I'm kind of going with my YouTube channel. It probably won't get anywhere. I think I may have 1 subscriber, maybe 2. Because I think one of my sons subscribed to me. I'm not 100% for sure. And I'm sure their content would be a lot better than mine. I don't know if you all can see. But, and I'm sorry. I know. Billionaires. But I see all these channels, and some are like beauty gurus. Some are mukbangs. You know. And I don't want to be specific if, hypothetically, if I did get to where I got noticed on YouTube and people actually enjoyed my videos, I don't want to be designated to a specific topic. You know, I'm a very diverse person. Some things you will learn about us, our family, is that we are real big into, well, you might be able to see the back a little bit. So we're in a bi-level house, and our feng shui, I don't know what you want to call it, that's all them. We don't have normal decorations because normal's overrated. And when we get married, that's not going to be quote unquote normal. I love horror. He does too. He loves Star Wars. I like Star Wars. He's got me into that. I never thought that would be a thing. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 83. He's 41. He's born in 78, and he'll be 42 at the end of this year. Guys. But anyways, and that's how I know he's my soulmate, because we like a lot of the same things, and we have this mentality that we don't care what people think. When you see our house, it represents who we are. I'm not going to decorate a house, especially because we don't have people come up. Like, we're very low key. We do stuff, but we don't have like, we're past that stage in our lives, you know. But like, I have a lot of horror stuff. He has a lot of Marvel stuff, DC, in our bedroom, it's if people enjoy it, I wouldn't mind doing a house tour. I won't do it right now because I might waste all my time and energy doing it, and then nobody might even want to watch this, you know. But like, so when our kids upstairs, it's 3 bedrooms, the kitchen, living room, and a bathroom. Our kids are up there, and then down here is our living room den, which is where I stay like most of the time, and our bedroom, and then a bathroom. So like down here specifically, the decorations go throughout the house, but specifically where the room is split, this entire side where the TV's at has all of my horror stuff. And again, one day I will do a video about that. I mean, this is just, you know, some of the stuff, but like I could do more detailed, you know, and then I could also do more detailed on that, but we've got, and yeah, the trash can's up there because last night we put it up there so the dogs wouldn't get into it, and I haven't put it down yet. We don't normally leave a trash can on top of our little table, but anyways. So there's that, and oh yeah, so I have a whole bunch of horror tattoos. This is, I just, with work, I got just my sleeve done because I can cover that, but I'm going to get more done. So this is just my sleeve. And when I can, I guess I could actually go through and tell you when I can get some more courage. I want to eventually get this part filled in too with horror stuff. I did really well with a lot of this because to me, tattoo pain is a different kind of pain. Well, obviously, depending on where you get it on your body, it's going to depend, you know, because like most of this didn't even hurt, you know, and it's nothing like sitting in a chair, you know, and the bond that you get with your tattoo guy. And my husband has his sleeve done in all of Evil Dead because he's a huge horror fan too, like myself, and Evil Dead is the shit. Bruce Campbell is the shit. Bruce Campbell, actually, we go to a horror con every year that's here in Lexington. It's called Scarefest. And Bruce Campbell came last year. It's so weird saying that because it's 2020. Bruce Campbell came last year, and that's when my soon-to-be, I hate saying that, I'm so used to just calling him my husband, but my soon-to-be proposed to me. He legit proposed to me in front of Bruce Campbell. We've got pictures and stuff. It's on my Facebook, and I think it's my profile picture on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. It's Donna Badgett on Facebook. Soon to be Donna Wilson, but Badgett, Badgett. And anyways, yeah, so you don't get more better. You don't get any better. Oh my gosh, words are hard. You don't get any better than Bruce Campbell being part of your engagement. And we're getting married officially next year, October 30th of 2021. We didn't want to get married on Halloween, but close to, and next year the 30th will be on a Saturday, so but anyways, yeah, that was super cool. But that's one of our favorite movies, but this dedication's pretty much for everything. So let me run through this real quick, because if you've watched this long, then you're really, really interested, or you're really, really bored and I'm just entertaining you. Either way, I don't care. Tell a friend, tell somebody that I'm so interesting. I know I'm not. Okay, so that is the little girl zombie from the original George Romero Night of the Living Dead, right? It's smaller, you know. I just wanted a filler right there, and this is, of course, Freddy's glove. That is Bruce Campbell, and I'm so sorry about the weird angles, guys. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I've made a few YouTube videos, so I'm not good at this, but I'm trying. I'm trying, you guys. Okay, so then we've got Ghostface from Scream with Sidney Prescott's reflection on his knife. Okay, that is the Green Goblin truck from Maximum Overdrive. We were going to go up a little bit further, but the elbow is a bitch. It is so... Oh, like I did so well with this entire tattoo. But like when he got up to that part, oh, it was bad, guys. It really was. And I chose to have everything black, gray, you know, those color definitions. I just... So, okay, so there's the Green Goblin, right? There's Sam. There's Sam from Trick or Treat. It's better than what the camera is giving off. It's just because I'm a little bit shaky. That's probably in part with me being nervous making this video. And okay, so there's Sam with his sucker. Okay. This is from the Reanimator, right? We also met him at Scarefest 2 years ago. So cool. Like, such a great guy. Okay, so I cuffed off my sleeve with, I wanted a chainsaw bracelet, kind of. It doesn't go all the way around, and I'll show you why. But just you know. So the chainsaw can either... It's not really specific to a character. I don't have anything from Texas Chainsaw on as part of my sleeve. So, like, part of me wants to associate the chainsaw with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Leatherface. But then the other part of me is okay if people think it's associated with Evil Dead as Ash's, you know, hand. And I'm okay either way. I mean, when he did the chainsaw, we were kind of torn as to how, like, who we should specifically be. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's one of those things where when you look at it, you... whatever. Like, if you think it's part of Texas Chainsaw, then it's part of Leatherface's. You know, if... whatever. Okay. So the reason why it doesn't go all the way around is because... okay, part of Sam's hand is right there. And also, the original Halloween poster, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, guys. I normally don't talk this pathetic. But, again, I'm nervous, so... because all the videos I've ever posted have always just been like me taking videos of the kids and then posting them. Or something like that. Like, I've never specifically directly done one where I'm, like, talking to a audience, per se. So, and then, of course, there is Chucky and Tiffany, which was one of the first ones I got. It says, True Love Never Dies. Because, I mean, them motherfuckers are crazy. But you have to admire their love for one another. Like, you know, they're down. I mean, whatever. She's like his ride or die bitch. Like, I mean, for somebody who would wait 10 years and locate the, you know, remains of a doll that her, you know, boyfriend possessed and then put them back together, like, you don't get more dedicated than that. I mean... And so, okay, sorry. Horror, like once I get more comfortable, I can talk horror movies. I love it. To get down in specific with horror movies because, as you can tell, I'm just a little bit of a fan, right? Just a little. And so this is from Saw. It's Jigsaw and Billy the Puppet. And I found this image, and I told my guy, my tattoo guy, I'm like, man, I gotta have this because you get the best of both worlds. I freaking love Tobin Bell. Like, I met him as well. I met him, and we met Tobin Bell, great guy, and Costas Mandylor at Scarefest the same year. Shawnee Smith was there. We met her too. All sweet people. Like, all three of them freaking awesome. I mean, just great. You know, and see, I would love to talk about Scarefest and the experiences there, you know, meeting celebrities. I've got autographs I'd love to show you guys if I get enough people that are interested. Well, I guess if it's my channel, it doesn't really matter. I can just post whatever the hell I want, right? Like, I post it, and if somebody wants to see it, they can. But, no, so anyways, like, a lot of people get confused because they think that Billy the Puppet is Jigsaw, and it's not, and that's a whole different topic. But anyways, that was also kind of another reason why I wanted to represent both, because they're two different people, you know. So they're two different, well, Billy's a puppet, but anyways, so there's that. But I've got a huge pop figure collection. I've got, I don't know, I got all this stuff, and all of my friends, or all of our friends who know us, they already know, you know, like, and I post so much stuff on Facebook, and I just have all this stuff inside of me that I want to show more people, because I know it's not limited to the people I know. You know, I have met a lot of great people. I've when we go to these cons, one of the nicer things about going to cons, it's not just meeting the celebs. That's great. We do like that, obviously. But also with cons, well, horror cons. I've never been to Comic-Con. That may change this year. I don't know yet. See, I could post stuff like this, because then if I get a big enough following, I could post, like, if we go to Comic-Con is in March here in Lexington. It's in the same place where Scarefest is, which is a paranormal horror con. I would love to record that, because then that's also kind of like a diary, video diary kind of, and then I could always go back and, anyways, I'm just thinking out loud. But more things that we enjoy about the con is that you're going there specifically for the same reasons that everybody else is going, because they love paranormal and they love horror. So, and we're very outgoing people to a degree. Like, it's weird. I'm trying not to sound contradictive, because we can be socially awkward. If it's something that we enjoy, we'll open up in a heartbeat. Like, if we're, like, here's an example. If we're standing in line at a grocery store, I've had people see his or my tattoo, and it brings up conversation. I like your tattoo. Or I've even had people say they don't like horror, but they can appreciate the artwork, which I tell you, my guy's phenomenal. Like, he's just freaking, yeah, we're lucky that we have him. He done a phenomenal job on my husband. He's done a phenomenal job on me. His portfolio is incredible. But so if we're out somewhere and somebody sparks up a conversation about that, of course we'll engage with it. We don't willingly just speak to people when we're out and about normally. We're I mean, we'll speak if we're spoken to, but we don't typically initiate conversations. Um, but when you're at a convention and it's something that everybody's there for the same reason, obviously, people cosplay, and it, it just takes that awkwardness away. Like, you can stand in line with people and speak about your favorite parts of a certain movie. Um, so you get their social media, like, we've gained a lot of friends that way, both of us. We'll just sit there and shoot the shit with people, because when you're waiting to meet a celebrity, most times, for the most part, you're going to be waiting for a minute, especially high end, celebrities. And so it's good, you're sitting there, you're burning time, you're not doing anything anyways. So yeah, we've spoken to other couples, we've spoken to women, we've spoken to men. It doesn't matter. Like, we just start talking about favorite parts of the movies, and everybody's into that. And also, another cool thing about cons are that, not, I like the vendors, some. I'm one of those people where, and these people pay to rent a booth. I totally respect it. They're trying to make money. So this is not a jab at people who have booths whatsoever, like, none. But the booths that sell things that I can get online, especially cheaper, because when you rent a booth, it's expensive. So people are coming in from out of town and sometimes out of the country to attend cons. And so people can make a quick buck by renting a booth and having all this stuff that they bought for a certain price and kind of upping it. That's how it is. I get that, Now, that being said, I'm your average person. We're your average people as far as finances. We don't just wipe our asses with $20. So, and being a collector, both of us, we have a huge collection. We know what are good deals and what are truly, like, there was, like, if there's a rare item or something like that, then we kind of know, like, it may be worth going ahead and getting it, or, but like these pop figures, I can order these pop figures through, I can get them at Walmart. Now Walmart's starting to have our Walmart is starting to have a larger variety, and I can get them for $8-10. Well, at the con, they're selling them for 15, 20 plus. I'm going to pay that. So those booths I will go to, I will look at, but I don't enjoy them because it's stuff that I can get or stuff I've already seen. And with a lot of those booths, they're duplicates. And so what I mean when I say that is that, like, so if you've got a booth that is specific to selling pop figures or collectibles or, anything like that, you'll have a booth